in a world
where dogs
live on their own.
3 men
Are not dogs, but men
they have to make the voyage across the plain.
on a plane.
It's a journey all the dogs said you can't complete without dying.
But these 3 men have different ideas.
They're made of sterner stuff.
Cats.
These men who are made of cats make their way across the plain in a plane to find the promised land.
Filled with
Cats.
So there, what that is there. So like when
it was full.
So like when kids stand on each other's shoulders and get a big overcoat to go and see a PG-13 movie, we're living in a world of dogs, and there's 6 cats, and they all stand on each other with an overcoat pretending to be humans in order to get away from this dog apocalypse area and into the haven of the cats.
Is it called Dog Apocalypse and the subtitle is Finding Cat Haven?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Dog Apocalypse, Finding Cat Haven. In cinemas 4.
Yeah.
Batteries not included.
There's some points to it. There can be some. It's like what's that South Korean director called?
Bong.
Let's not get that.
No, his
wrong.
name's Bong.
It's not Bong.
It's Bong.
Isn't it Bo?
I don't know. Whatever. No, it's Bong. It's Bong.
Bong.
Bong Jo Hong.
No, that's not right.
His name's not Bong Hong.
That's not right.
Boo Jong Hong.
Boo. Yeah, I think it's Boo. You don't think it's Boo. You
Bong
said
Jong.
You said Bon.
Bong Jong.
Boo. Young. Boo Young.
Boo Young Hong.
That's not coming up with anything. Oh no, it's Bong Joon Ho.
Bong. His name's Bong.
Yeah, Bong Joon Ho.
Yeah.
It's like one of his films.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He might be one of those. So,
It's a
wait,
bit-
did he do Parasite?
Yeah.
That kind of annoys me because that is good.
Yeah.
Even though it's overrated, don't you think?
No,
Parasite?
I loved it. It's my kind of film.
But the way people talk about it is like
I don't know.
top 100 films of all time, kind of.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I think it could be in the top 100. I don't think
Yeah.
that's a stretch.
I mean, maybe I think I saw it after it had been hyped up a lot. It was good. It was really good.
I saw it several years later.
And you love it.
Yeah, I really loved it.
I don't like it.
I love it. I
Is that you watching?
yeah. I watched it by myself as well.
I don't like Parasite. I love.
No, so because Dog Apocalypse Finding Cat Haven.
Yeah.
Cat Haven, that wasn't it.
Yeah, it was Cat Haven. Well,
Cat Haven, yeah.
Yeah.
Finding Cat Haven is a bit like Snowpiercer and
Snowpiercer.
Okja combined.
Yeah.
We watched Okja together.
Okja sucks.
It is the
Okja
worst film
sucks.
I've ever seen. The problem is when
Parasite is good, but his other films are so overrated.
there are occasions where we watch a film together and I think we egg each other on and then we'll find out we'll hate it. And I think we independently would have disliked it because we're together, we'll hate it. And then we'll find out everyone else likes it.
Yeah.
Or has loved
we're
it.
like with Nell and I.
Like with Nell and I.
Have you rewatched it?
I have rewatched it.
Is it good?
There's moments of like hilarity.
But is it?
But overall, I still don't
People
really.
talk about
I don't,
it like
people
it's
talk
like-
about it like it's Cat Haven.
Like it's Dog Apocalypse.
No, like
Finding-
it's Cat Haven in Dog Apocalypse. Yeah. Not like it's that film we just made. No, yeah, people love it a bit. They're like, you have to what? Yeah.
It's a bit quirky British humour, sort of. But I can
Have you
imagine
seen-
it was great coming when it came out.
Richard E. Grant, I don't know where to stand with him because he's very funny.
But
and
he's
a good actor.
gone round to the other side where he's in the sort of.
I laughed. I stood a chair. I punched the air. You will never, ever see anything like this in your life.
So does he do reviews of all the Star Wars films? Is it?
No, he was just in it.
And is it just that about that film? I swear he does.
No, he does
Quite a
very emotional to camera stuff. I mean, actually, some of his are incredibly sad. He's very sincere, but like his wife died. And then he just films himself going on holidays by himself and trying to find happiness. And he does find it often, but there's a lot of bleakness in that, as you can
Well,
imagine.
do you know Damien Lewis?
Yes.
Who's
We discussed.
We
Damien.
did. We discussed him on the Patreon. Well, his wife had recently died, so I get how much. It's interesting thinking about how much leeway do you
I
have.
think all of us would have become a jazz funk, hip hop, R&B artist.
Yeah. How much leeway do you have as a man to do outrageous cringe? I think you basically get given a couple of.
Oh yeah,
you
because
get a couple-
Damien Lewis's wife was what's her name? She's in Peaky Blinders and quite a few other things. She's a very good actress.
Yeah.
Can't remember her name. Helen something. She's very good.
Yeah.
But that was recently. I think Damien actually, I've just remembered that, and I'm gonna let him off the folk things.
All of it.
Yeah, because he's what, 50 something. His wife died when he was like 50 something. She was 50 something as well.
So
You can become a folk artist if your wife dies at 50.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to work out the rules. Because
Not if they die at 70. Then you can't become a folk artist.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. And not if at 20.
No, 20 you haven't
Like
been together long
25,
enough.
yeah.
You've got to be together for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And be
Your life partner's
You've got to
gone.
be together for 10 years and married for 10 years and below 70 to become a folk artist.
Walking down a dusty road. But there's no point where it becomes Damien. There has to be a point where it's like, I don't care what happened to you, Damien. You've got to rein it in.
But what do you mean with what he does or with the time? With what he does.
Well, you asked me, but he's from Eton and he's acting like he's from
Yeah.
the American South, the Deep South.
Kind of, is he? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Deep South?
He kind of puts it, he sings like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, walking down a dusty road with my truck.
I think A Dusty Road is actually the name of one of his songs, or at least, I think it's the one I sent to you. There's at least a lyric called A Dusty Road.
Yeah.
Which I feel like the lyric Dusty Road's been used enough. No one can use Dusty Road again.
Yeah, I don't
How
think
often-
he's,
when
I
was the
don't think
last
he's
time-
going for originality.
When was the last time Damien Lewis walked down a dusty road? When
don't
was the
think
last
he's-
time you walked down a dusty road? Like, enough to note, wow, this road's dusty.
France,
Where?
Provence,
Well, of course.
dusty down there.
We need to stop bashing France, but
We do. Well,
Paris is changing, man.
it's
Paris is changing.
yeah. But
I've been getting stinkier recently. It's not something I have always, for the listeners at home, Horatio's always been the stinky one
of the group.
of the group.
Yeah.
Well, it's just of us two.
Yeah.
I've always been quite blessed with my, even like when I sweat,
because
it doesn't really smell.
Yeah, and then you lived in such kind of absurd squalor in uni.
Yes.
So
I would never, not like the room was messy, but I shower every day. I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a shower every day guy.
Yeah.
Which has changed somewhat.
but you're a
working at home.
scruffy. You're a scruffy so and so. You were.
At uni?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not with my personal hygiene.
Yeah.
With my room cleanliness, sure.
Sure. There was a lot of things.
There was a lot of things. Well,
Growing.
it was because people would come back to my room and then
Yeah.
I wouldn't do any cleaning. So then it would always be easier for everyone to go back to my room because you just didn't need to clean anything.
No.
And you could just put everything
you
wherever
lived
it
in a
was
bin.
desired. I did live in a bin. And because
You were a bin
in
man.
first year there was our friend Nella's room, which
Yeah.
is where we would go, where we would all want to be together for a nice time. And then for the more grungy, horrible times, we'd go just pop next door to my room. So you'd go, like, Nella's was the front door, or the front room, and mine was the bin.
You were the bin.
Yeah. It was like, do you want to be in a place where you can just throw everything anywhere?
Yeah.
Come to Andrew's
It's like one of
place.
those rooms where you can smash plates and stuff. Have you seen those
Yeah.
things?
I did.
There's like a rage room. You can like pay. It's like a sort of escape
Yeah.
room thing where you're allowed to get a baseball bat and smash up plates.
Yeah, I did.
Would you have interest in that?
No.
Crashing stuff?
I think I'd get into it if I was
Yeah.
there. I don't have the immediate desire to.
No.
Do you?
No, I
You
saw
just
someone do
you'd
it.
miss all the plates.
That's what I was thinking.
You'd miss all the plates.
I think it would make you much more angry.
Yeah.
Because it's satisfying if you hit them.
But
if
you'd
you
just
miss
be
them, you'd
missing everything. And then then you could build up the frustration. But then
finally
you'd,
smash a
But then
plate.
you'd miss it even more,
Yeah.
and then you'd eventually
I'd
leave even more
furious.
frustrated.
Yeah. Would you have any interest in escape rooms?
Yeah, we the amount of you do need to take these magnesium pills.
Lion's Mane.
Lion's Mane mushroom pills.
Yeah.
We have maybe on 5 different occasions now
Said that we're going to do an escape room.
yeah, with our girlfriends.
Really?
Yep.
But
Promise you.
in my head, you didn't like escape rooms, or you didn't like the idea.
I'm willing to experience them.
Really? Because I thought you'd think they're lame as shit.
I don't. They're not. They're,
It's an interesting selection of people who does escape rooms. I can't really work out
when I say things are lame, it means I'm not saying I don't do
because
them
I don't have
because-
much interest in escape rooms. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but
I'll do it for the
I'm
experience.
interested in them. Just because something might, I do things that are traditionally
Yeah.
lame. But
Yeah.
when I say lame, I'm saying what I think is lame.
Yeah.
Not society's lame. So
Yeah.
I'd do one.
Yeah.
We've made several plans to do one.
We should do a Boys Gone Wild escape room. I think if you have an obsession with escape rooms, I do start to question.
Well, obviously,
what you're trying to escape.
I don't know if you do more than one every 6 months,
Then what are you escaping from?
your mind.
Your mind.
Yourself.
My mind's an escape room.
Yeah, you're trying. It's a metaphor. I've recently been thinking that metaphors are really unhelpful.
Do you think?
Yeah. There's
Well, you
too
want to
many.
cut out,
This is
cut
my
out the middleman.
This is my gripe.
Sure.
There's particularly when you're talking about something like it's when politicians or when an academic is making a point and then they use a metaphor. I'm like, yeah. If when they use a metaphor, and if I understand what they're saying with the metaphor, it automatically makes me believe in their point. I think
so you think
metaphors
it's
are a con.
manipulative?
Yeah. Because then if you say something, but it's like
It's like
when you put bread in a toaster and you don't turn it and it's burnt on half, and that's income inequality. I'm like, yeah, no,
it is.
That would happen in a toaster. That's what I think.
Is that what they said? The academic in the
yeah,
lecture?
it wasn't a good academic, but yeah, no, I think they're unhelpful. I think.
Well, you think they're manipulative?
I think metaphors should be banned from political discourse.
But you want
Discuss.
metaphors in art.
Yeah, art has metaphors, and that's fair. Should.
Yeah, that's there.
Should. That's
Yeah.
because it's for entertainment and kind of emotional points almost than governing principles of things.
But you're trying to win an argument.
I don't
it's
want to
cheating
base. I
if
don't
you
want to
say-
base income distribution on a toaster.
Yeah. Well, so similes and metaphors, but both banned.
Similes 100% banned.
And
Well, if you do
Well,
like
a metaphor is because if you say like, it's immediately a simile.
yeah,
So a metaphor would be them. Surely a metaphor would, in that context, would only be he opens his lecture talking about toasters. He
Yeah.
never reveals what it's about, and then you glean from that it was actually about income inequality. Technically, right?
technically, I guess so.
So is that so?
But then I think-
and I'd quite like that.
At that point, I think he would cross from being an academic into an artist
I guess so.
if he just stands up and talks about toasters.
But it would be interesting. I don't think that's manipulative because I think it'd be very hard to convince anyone if he did.
Well, exactly.
If he did a talk about toasters and it was actually a metaphor for income
Yeah,
inequality,
or it was just a toaster salesman, a very frustrated toaster salesman.
who accidentally,
Yeah,
who's on the money for
becomes
income inequality,
president of the United States of America.
or the United Nations, the Secretary General.
But watch out for it. I've been swayed by metaphors to points that
Well,
I might
let's
not
just say
necessarily
similes.
agree with.
Similes is the
sure,
big thing.
similes, whatever.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
swayed by similes, by
Yeah.
points towards points I might not necessarily agree with,
Yeah.
because I'll go, oh yeah, that does make sense.
Well, yeah,
that is like that.
It's breadcrumbing for thickies, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, well, I do that. I agree with that point, therefore
Yeah.
I agree with that point.
I guess you're calling me a thickie. I guess I'm just a thickie gobbling up all the breadcrumbs.
And the breadcrumbs are similar.
The breadcrumbs are similes. I'm gobbling them
But
up.
what you're like is
Yeah,
that
here we
you
go.
you don't work out that it's a trail of breadcrumbs. Every individual
Yeah.
breadcrumb you think has happened there. Every time you see a breadcrumb, you go, oh. So you pick, oh,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
And that's you.
And
that's
what's at the end of the breadcrumbs?
well, you're just being led to
Like far right wing ideology.
yeah. Oh,
Oh.
you never look up to realise that there's a trail.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's your classic breadcrumb trap. I mean, we all know breadcrumb traps. We didn't need that detailed
well,
explanation.
is that a simile? A breadcrumb, the breadcrumb.
You've just done a simile.
Is that a simile?
Yeah.
That is. So that should be bland.
Yeah, it should be brand and bland. Brand it, bland it, get it out of here. That's brand bland.
No more.
No more. Yeah, because I guess
that is a simile.
politicians and academics shouldn't be able to use it. When you're speaking seriously and trying to convince people of a point, you
So
can't.
what I should say is,
You're neither of those things. I just
so
want
how
to
would that
clarify in your
breadcrumb?
mind.
What would a trail of breadcrumbs? You'd have to change that to.
You just have to make your point without using bread. Annoyingly, the only similes we could think of are bread related, either hot or cold bread.
Yeah.
Well, breadcrumbs.
I don't know. It's food for thought. We were talking to an older lady collectively. Together, we were talking to an
What?
older lady,
When?
and she brought up a checkbook.
Me?
No, we were. Remember the meeting?
Oh,
Yeah. And she talked about how
Older lady.
someone who had a drug issues stole lots of money from a family member because he got his hands on her checkbook.
Yeah.
And that really changed my view on what checkbooks are. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I think I've fundamentally misunderstood
Let's get
checkbooks.
into it. Let's get into it. What did you initially, before this revolutionary turning point in your life, what did you think checkbooks were before?
I thought checkbooks surely had to be more a symbolic thing. Oh, I'm going to give you this, and then you go there, and then it has to be verified with everyone involved. But it's like a symbolic.
So
ticket.
talk me through, right? You write me £100 check, okay? I go, thank you
go.
for the check.
This is for you to build a school.
Wow.
It's a big check.
Yeah, thanks. But with £100. for me to go and build it. Like, that's very generous of you, Mr.
Thank
Gould.
you.
I'm now going to go and cash this check.
Yeah.
What do you think? So I go straight to the bank, no dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
I've got a school to build. What happens at the bank, in your mind, before this conversation?
Something along the lines of, they say, oh, that seems like a check.
Right?
And
They're
then
clearly very good at their job.
And then they send a message to me
To you.
saying,
They're looping
is this
you in.
Is this your check? And I say, yeah.
Yeah.
Let the man have it.
Let the man have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I
So
ultimately...
you think there's a verification
or
via the
something.
sender?
I didn't think that it was a book of endlessly taking someone's money.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it was so powerful that if you steal their checkbook, that's
So-
more than stealing their card, all their cash.
This-
You just scribble out, just
All the money.
£10,000, please. And all you have to do is get their signature. And also, forging signatures is the easiest thing in the
this
world.
This is where I come in.
Okay, this is where you parachute Andrew in the expert.
Pew. Yeah. I don't know how they got anything done back in the day. I don't know how there wasn't like fraud everywhere.
Yeah.
Signatures are not reliable in
At
the slightest.
all.
And that's
It's
like
a crazy
the
idea.
key thing. I always think about that when they're trying to like when in a film or a TV show where they're trying to get someone
Sorry.
Is that the TV show?
Yeah, it's just sort of heist
No,
music.
keep going.
No,
No, please keep going. So in a film or a TV show, when someone's desperately trying to get someone to sign a document, and they're doing everything they can to get this guy to sign it to convince him. It was like, if it's that desperate, just forge it.
Yeah.
Forge the signature.
Easy.
I guess if you did,
But also, I'm not that accurate in my own signature.
No,
and it's
neither am I.
never been an issue.
never. But is it like handwriting experts who go, there's a swished A when there should be a looped down A?
But then they would, I bet handwriting
You still
experts...
dot your I's with hearts.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do, and that's what would give it away. But that's easy to forge.
It is easy to
You just need to
forge.
know that about
Horatio
me.
with a little heart on the eye. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But so this person stole all of their money for drugs because he snuck into their room, stole the checkbook, and then just started, I guess, scribbling like a madman.
Yeah. So
So I guess he just
and he
took...
forged
I
the
bet he
signature.
didn't take it all at once, though.
No, there's obviously deposit limits and things like that.
Yeah, so he just took a bit and he was like,
Yeah.
this is fucking easy, as you would if you're a drug addict and you find out that checkbooks
Exist.
This is
It's
a
like,
real loop in the
I'll
system.
have money. Give me. Oh, all I have to do is write it down. Yeah, because you make it out to
And
someone.
he was stealing from a woman as well.
So, no, now you're confused.
Now I'm confused.
There it is.
Yeah.
Now let's talk
that
about
wasn't,
it. Let's hash it through. Let's hash it through. So, did you previously think that checkbooks
That
were
he
only
was pretending to be her?
Yeah. Or
That's
that
right.
checkbooks were only for people who owned the bank account and you had to go there
To withdraw your own money.
To withdraw your own money.
No, it wasn't. So he was saying it was a gift.
No. So on a check, right? What do you think? What do you write on a check? Have you never received a check from like your grandparents?
No, have you?
Yeah.
Never received checks.
Yeah, I have. It was a fucking nightmare.
What did you have to do?
Well, I had to go and
Did
like.
you have to
I
have a verification process?
No, I had to. Well, I actually just scanned it. Now that you can do it on some banks, you just scan it and then
So that's what they do with old people checks now. They just scan
Yeah, they
it.
just like there's a QR code basically for
Yeah.
old people. But so what happens is
How much was the check for?
50 quid.
Okay, nice.
Was that just a good for you, pal? I
I'm
hope
just
you had a good
I
birthday.
just it's funny. I don't know what I was trying to picture how much money is
it
on
was
the check.
it was a massive check again. It was really inconvenient. I couldn't scan it. I had to get up on a ladder to scan
Small
it.
amounts of money with massive checks.
It
Isn't
is
it?
funny, yeah. It's not. It's been done. But so what?
Walking down with your 20 quid check.
What happens is someone, or what happened? I mean, they don't really get used anymore. It'll be like you'll get a checkbook from your bank saying like with your name on it.
And
You'll
it's
have
your
a
special. It's
personalised
your special
checkbook.
checkbook.
Yeah, special. I think. Or you can also get blank ones where you write it on, but you can
A blank check.
Yeah, but no, we're not going into World War II. Remember the blank check?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no,
you can use that with a blank piece of paper.
no, a blank check is a phrase.
Yeah, but why is it World War II? What happened in World
because
War
someone
II?
gave someone a blank check.
No, I think they gave him a blank piece of paper.
No, it was a blank check.
He was like holding it.
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
But this is why we shouldn't go down into history. We've got enough problems in the present.
Yeah.
So what happens is, so you have your personalised checkbook or whatever, and I have your details on it for your corresponding account details or
Yeah.
whatever. And then you say, I, Andrew Kerwin, give Horatio Gould, and I'll put your details in, the sum of like 100 quid.
Yeah. To the bearer of this to receive.
To
sum.
thine and thou.
I bequeath unto thou.
I bequeath unto thou my
The sum.
of doth my possessions bequeathed.
The sum.
The finest of sterling shillings.
yeah.
And then I then go to my bank and say, I've got this check from this bloke. And then
This
they'll
geezer.
they'll transfer the money in. It's like how they did bank transfers without being able to do bank transfers because they didn't have electronics.
Well, it was back in a much more trusting time where
Well-
it just felt like, a strong handshake.
Well-
and you trust them.
This is why.
You're not lying to me. No.
No. Okay, good. Yeah. Well, this is why I'm always a bit underwhelmed by the level of con man-ship in Catch Me If You Can. Because this is what he
Whoa.
does.
Oh no! Sorry, I thought you said. I thought you meant Now You See Me, and I was like,
I
was
would
ready to
never, ever.
I'm ready to throw hands.
Those are the
those are the
those are the
finest
most talented con men / magicians in the fucking universe.
So Catch Me If You Can. Go on.
Half of Now You See Me is something's under the guy's hat. I realise that.
Because you never think it's under the hat.
You never do. It's like hiding in plain sight.
Yeah,
What's
and
the prestige
they
of
all-
it as well? Magic is so stupid, isn't it? It's the stupidest thing in the world. But they,
Does the prestige hold up?
it's silly as fuck.
It's silly.
It's silly as fuck.
Because
But
it
it's
blew
actually,
my mind when I watched it when I was like 15.
I hadn't seen it. It was like one of the. I think it was the one Nolan I hadn't seen.
Oh,
and
so
I
you watched it
it
with fresh eyes recently?
I watched it like 3 years ago, and then was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, really?
And then watched it again last week, and I was like, "Okay, it's
right.
kind of fun. It's stupid.
It's stupid,
It's
okay.
so silly."
I think Bowie coming in was when it got silly.
I remember, I forgot about Bowie playing Tesla. Jesus, wet. But so then I go and where were we? That was kind of how checks work. Oh no, Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
Because all he's doing is like check fraud. Check fraud's fucking easy. If
Yeah.
I was back
and
in
now
the
he's
day,
like, he became head of the CIA afterwards,
yeah,
wasn't it?
It was like I could do that if
Yeah.
I was born in the
No, but
in
he
the
put all the
50s.
hats on and then he flew a plane.
Well, that's what he did do well.
Yeah.
he did like outfit shit well.
yeah.
And he got in planes.
And he was like a teenager pretending to be
It
a
was
grown
also
man.
pre 9/11 though. Like fraud was so easy.
Yeah.
You could back in the day you could easily fraudulently do a check and then fly a plane. It was better
I
time.
got scammed recently. I wanted to talk about it on the podcast, but
well,
I got too embarrassed.
It seems to be omitted from the plan.
Yeah, I know, because I was wondering whether to talk about it or not. Because
Why would you not talk about it?
Because it gave me the ick myself.
Oh,
Of me.
grow up.
I lost 225
Do you not think I've given
pounds.
myself the ick consistently on this podcast?
I
You've
lost-
lost 225
It was a
pounds.
lot of money.
You fucking moron. What'd you do?
And they stole it from Monzo.
Was it TikTok Shop?
No, it wasn't TikTok Shop.
What-
'Cause
what'd
I
you
got
do?
that money back when that happened.
Yeah,
This is the only time.
so this is another different scam.
This is a different- this happened-
So this is number 2.
This happened 2 weeks ago.
I know, but I'm just checking. This is number 2 scammed.
Well, yeah, it's number 2 scammed, but this is also the only scam. I've been scammed a few times, but I always get the money back. This one,
You're
it's
making
impossible.
it worse, but you're just adding scams on scams. How many
Yeah, I got
times?
scammed like I was an old lady.
Scam me once.
Well, remember when I had that great call with the Wi-Fi guy, and I said, "Oh, what a nice man." Do you remember that?
Our relationship is so sad. Do you remember that great call I had with the Wi-Fi guy?
And I said, "What a nice
Well,
man."
that was last week.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
just for the pod.
Are you going a bit red?
No,
You're getting a bit embarrassed.
I shouldn't be.
No, maybe it's just the sign. You do
Well,
look
no.
a little bit. Your cheeks are going a bit red.
Am I getting embarrassed? Well, I certainly am embarrassed.
I think you're getting a little bit. I'm allowed to say this because I go red at the mention of anything. It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, so it was.
It wasn't.
It was a smart scam.
Did the Wi-Fi guy not work for?
No, the Wi-Fi guy was, but I was in a trusting position of people who worked in customer service.
So the Wi-Fi guy has nothing to do with the scam.
No, but I'm
it
just
just
giving
put
you-
you in a.
In
Oh,
a-
aren't people who work in customer service lovely?
Yeah.
You're a maniac.
So, £80 leaves my account in Monzo. I decline it. It's going to Moonpig. All right. I'm like, that's not me. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Immediately, someone calls me from Monzo saying, "We think that someone's been taking money from your account. Has a sum left your account?" I was like, "Yeah."
Where did this happen?
Here, just before the podcast last
What
week.
am I doing downstairs?
I was thinking the whole time, should I go down and say,
Yeah.
"You're doing financial"?
I'm literally,
It's happened in your own house.
I'm literally investigating this downstairs. You're a fucking maniac. I cannot believe you. That's rule 1. Yeah.
And I think what tricked me is that I had actually.
so they rang. So
they
it was
did a double
It was a
scam.
fake number from Monzo. Well, those are fucking hard.
It was a double scam because
Yeah.
they'd actually scammed me 2 weeks earlier. Because
What?
they did the.
So we're now with the amount. How many times are you scammed weekly?
I'm getting scammed a lot. So they said they'd had that text from Every, the delivery service. You know that scam?
Yeah, delivery scam.
Yeah, and they said, "Did this right?" I was like, "Oh,
So
maybe."
wait, so hold on. Moonpig failed.
That's how they got the Moonpig shit. Is that they said, "We need to re-deliver this package," and so I just put my details in.
Yeah.
and then they you had to pay £2 for delivery. I said, that seems fine. They did that. And then the guy on the phone, and what broke my heart is I spoke to the guy who scammed me for half an hour. That's what's tough, is it wasn't this faceless bot.
Well, it was faceless. You didn't FaceTime it, did you?
It was FaceTime. And the way that he was talking about... he was talking about like, do you have a Samsung Galaxy S5?
He was a guy from...
Do you know anyone from Coventry? And this is where it's coming from.
He was meant to be from your bank.
Yeah.
He was meant to be from Monzo.
Yeah. It's crazy. It was crazy.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? And then I shouted at him saying, this is ridiculous. You're scamming me.
You shouted at him saying...
I said, you're scamming me. And then we just had this back and forth, and I was in such a headspace.
What's going on?
I was looking up, is this a scam, the whole time. And then I still fell for it.
So, pause.
Yeah.
You went... You shouted at him saying, this is a scam.
Yeah.
And then he managed to convince you that it was.
Yeah.
And then what did he get you to transfer all the money out into a safe account?
Into Vibe Pay, yeah.
Into what?
Vibe Pay. You know Vibe Pay.
And what did he say the purpose of that was? Because it's your new bank account?
No, because
keep it
Monzo
safe.
doesn't have like I don't know, he used technical jargon.
To keep it safe.
Something along those lines.
So
and then when I saw it was sending to Natalie Judd's
How did you
Vibe
see
Pay,
it was?
because it saw who was
Vibe
sending
Pay.
to. Yeah.
So
I said, this is ridiculously unprofessional. I can't believe this is official. And he says,
why
that's
in the
just
world
the head
would
of
you
our
not
team.
message me?
I know I was going to, but then it was just for the pod. And I was like, I just want to get this sorted. And I was thinking I'm going to, God, I'll hang up. And he says, I'm going to have to call tomorrow. And I was like, I just don't want to deal with this tomorrow. And then as soon as I did it.
Do you think it's common for a bank to be like...
No, obviously,
we
never
think your account's been compromised. Would you mind transferring all your money via Vibe Pay?
Yeah, Vibe Pay. But then I looked up, is Vibe Pay safe? Which is the wrong thing to do.
Of course.
And they said banks use Vibe Pay all the time. It's a very safe way of sending money. Yeah, it sends money. Great.
Yeah.
Just you're
Have
sending
you got
it.
your money back?
No, I won't get it back.
Well, you probably will.
No, I spoke to someone on the team, and they said like...
You're probably not speaking to someone on the team. You're probably talking to another random bloke.
No, because you can't get their money back because it would have gone to their account and then they would have taken that out of that account and then you can't trace that anymore.
Yeah, and then the bank can refund you if it's a sophisticated scam.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I was talking to Finn about. This is what happened to Finn. This is exactly what happened to Finn.
So I can get refunded just because of for my own stupidity?
Yeah, which is kind of a nuts thing with banks.
Oh.
That's not my department. This
Stupid
is why I don't
insurance.
really know. But yeah, you can.
Thicky insurance.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Yeah.
So how do I prove that it was a really sophisticated scam?
Well,
I'll say the now you see me, guys.
Yeah. Say.
Stole my money. Jesse Eisenberg.
You won't believe this. They came in, they were flinging cards everywhere, and I just went, "I'll transfer." Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, the only thing they'll know is that £224 of mine left my account to Vibe Pay.
No, they won't. They'll ask you questions. This is fraud, not financial crime.
So you have no idea what you're talking about.
I do, but not as much. But no, this is what I was talking to Finn about. There's because they duplicated the number, you'll have a pretty good chance of getting your money back.
Great.
Yeah.
You
just need to.
Because it's a lot of money that
Just
I have
ask me, you maniac.
How has this been
going
I was
on for a
embarrassed.
week?
I didn't want to talk about it because I wanted to be like.
Ask me during the call.
I was like, I was thinking, all right, I'm trying to emotionally
It's an
deal
old
with.
lady move.
Yeah, it really was. I
It's
felt
not
embarrassed.
it's not a 27,
No, I should have known
6-year-old.
better. I should have known better. I thought I was good with that stuff, but
No, you're not.
I'm all right. Well, I've been
Well, you've been scammed several times in the last year.
not the last year. It was like, I've probably been scammed like 5 times in the last 4 years.
And any more than that over the 4 years?
I don't know. I don't think I've been scammed that much. I always get my money back, apart from this one.
How'd you
And
get
you
your
think
money back?
Well, because it's normally scams that are like not that sophisticated that I can refund. Or
You can refund.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into what's going on. But
Yeah.
that's fine. I don't think I've never been scammed.
yeah. Well, you work in financial crime.
You
must be like.
but that's not.
You've also never been human trafficked. You know.
That's true. That's true. But that's
Whereas me-
that kind of goes to my point.
Whereas I have.
You've had all the time.
I'm regularly human trafficked.
You do
because I don't work in.
Because you can't spot the signs of a human trafficker like I suppose I can.
It's this van, is it? Okay. And you work for my bank. We're going to Romania.
Oh, that's odd.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, that's the other way around. No,
Yeah, they're not trafficking me to
Well, I
Romania.
don't know because I've never worked in fraud. That's what that is. Financial crime is investigating like human traffickers.
Yeah, maybe I'm being
There's
scammed
some
more.
you do.
How often are people getting scammed?
20,
often are your friends?
mid 20-year-olds. Never. Never. 5 times.
Yeah.
5 is a lot.
It is a lot.
And they're different kinds of.
Different scams. Dodgy website.
Yeah.
Ordering something, dodgy website.
Yeah, well,
TikTok shop.
I was going to say, if it was another TikTok shop, I'd be fucking
No,
done.
TikTok shop, I did it once.
You deserve the TikTok. Why buy anything from there?
Well, it's a shop. Well, you can't assume that the new TikTok shop
You can assume it's dodgy.
is
You can't assume.
immediately a scam thing.
No, but you can assume it's probably not trustworthy.
Well, the untrustworthy thing is buying something that costs 50p on TikTok shop with free delivery.
Yeah, no
That
shit.
was-
Exactly.
that was-
When it's
there must be something.
when it sounds too good to be true, it
But
probably is.
weirdly, the thing I got for 50p was a carpet scraper, which is actually excellent.
So worth it.
Well, I got the money back, so
You got the carpet scraper.
yeah. So I'm laughing. So I got the carpet scraper.
I'm beginning to
They
not even
stole
understand what's
80
going on.
quid. I got the 80
Oh
quid back.
yeah. How do they steal 80? Because you put your card details in.
Yeah. But
And then you claimed it and still got which is a funny
So
kind
I-
of scam.
I've paid 50p for a carpet scraper, and I lost no money. So that's a pretty good. And the carpet scraper I still use.
It's a strange kind of scam that they'll be like, we're going to steal your card details, but we'll still give you the carpet scraper.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's weird that they've got
Well, we
what they
don't know
want.
it was from TikTok shop. It could have been from a different thing. Oh, we assumed it was from TikTok shop.
I think it's pretty clear that it was probably the 50p carpet scraper you brought.
Well, why would they send the carpet scraper?
Well, that's the real question. Maybe they're scammers with a conscience.
Yeah.
They're
Well, this
like,
guy-
we'll take all your money, but we'll send you the thing you were trying to buy.
Well, I am kind of obsessed with scammers.
Yeah.
Like, it's so interesting. Like, what level of guilt do scammers feel? Like, I feel
Yeah.
the ones in, like, Vietnam, they're so detached. They'll have
Not
absolutely
really
no-
many in Vietnam.
Philippines?
Yeah, Philippines, a lot in India.
Philippines is the sex scammers. That's the home of sex scams. The sex bots.
You know nothing
Make
about.
my pussy come. You know that lady?
Oh, like the bots
I
on.
think she's in Philippines.
Yeah, like all the women that like my stories nowadays.
Yeah, are
You see,
Filipino
like,
men.
Come and look how wet I am. It's like it's Tuesday morning.
I'm trying to work on a bit about it.
If it was
'cause I
the
feel-
evening, fine. Not now.
I'm working on a bit about sex scams because I feel like it feels like who's that horny that they're falling for that. Like, surely it's so much easier to make a better fake account
Divorced men,
than make my pussy come.
divorced dads.
But surely, like Laura
well, usually,
Strawberry or something.
well,
like,
usually it's like xxx pussy_wet at cunt.com.
but then
As
sure,
a Instagram username.
yeah. But I feel it'd be a much easier scam if you implied that it was a busty swimwear model.
Yeah.
I feel no one. I don't know how you'd believe that the woman called "Make My Pussy Come" is a.
I agree.
But I just feel like even from their end, I'm like, surely.
But you know, because you're not putting 2 and 2 together. Because think
No.
about all of those men that we see on the internet. The
Yeah.
ones that still post on Facebook.
And you think
The ones that comment on the Daily Mail about how, who was that guy? The racially diverse presenter in the ads.
okay, so in the comment section of the Daily Mirror.
The comment section of the Daily Mirror. Those guys, of course they are. They see Make My Pussy Wet and they see it as a challenge. They're straight in there.
So you're saying developing backstory
And every time they message them, they go, "Hi, Make My Pussy Wet.
I think it's a person.
How have you been today?"
I think Mate Mine's their first name.
Yeah, and then Pussy
Cup.
Wet, it must be some Eastern European thing. Who am I to judge the
Her
origin?
profile picture is just a bare ass.
Yeah, it's just one bum cheek, but we have a real connection. And so I'm sending her £1,000 so she can come to the country, literally.
She seems, yeah. But I feel, so you think if it was called, Strawberry, or I don't know, what's a sexy name?
Strawberry, you got there with your first try.
What's a sexy name?
You got there with
What's
your
the
first
first and second names,
Luna Banggood. That's just a Harry Potter porn name, isn't it?
Luna
accidentally?
Banggood.
Luna Banggood is like, wait, do you want
But I think-
like a stripper name?
Yeah. Crystal.
Well, so I just heard Crystal McGee in my head, which is like, it's like maybe like
Crystal McGee.
Crystal McGee.
I'm here to make you come.
Knock, Crystal's here. Hope that dick's hard. Well, yeah, I think annoyingly I can't get Strawberry out of my head. Or like,
What are stripper names?
why can't I think of any stripper names? Mrs.
Mrs. McGee.
Mrs. McGee. Mrs. What are the
It's
fucking
like
names?
Destiny Crystal or like Destiny Glitter.
Destiny Glitter. There you go. Jesus Christ.
But I'm thinking just with the mass of sex bots.
Yeah.
It was quite hard to think of a name, to be fair. We struggled.
Yeah, but that's not our living.
Yeah. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, you're going to catch more of these horny men with Destiny Glitter.
Yeah.
Or must have worked something
What
out.
happens? So you go on their profile and you click on like a link.
Yeah.
But I think that's just like pure, and then they'll get you to enter your card details somehow.
Yeah.
I reckon they're going like, come and look at my live cam. I'm on a cam right now showing my pussy.
So they're not pretending to be a person.
No, I don't think they're not having sustained conversations.
Make my pussy come isn't an alter ego.
Yeah, no. They're not making a genuine emotional connection.
'Cause I feel
look
that-
at my pussy, it's wet.
Because there is real artistry to scams, like the one who did me, you know.
Convenient that you're talking about the artistry of scams after you've fallen for 5 of them in the last 4 years. Can I just quickly say that's more than one a year?
Yeah. Maybe not 5. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
you said it.
I don't know.
You said it. Don't
maybe
take it
one
back
a
now.
year, maybe. Maybe one a year. I get scammed once a year.
Yeah, well, at least you've got this one out the way.
I need to just stop doing so much online shopping.
Well, that wasn't online shopping.
No, it wasn't.
You're not safe.
Well, it was delivery. That's where it all started.
Yeah, but you hadn't done an online. It didn't come from an online shop.
So you could, but I just wonder what's the hit rate of Make My Pussy Come? How much money are they trawling in?
It's
Do you
hard
think
to
a
say.
lot?
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of them, but I guess it's like just the quantity of it. How desperately horny.
Yeah, but it's like it's for illiterate men on the internet.
Well, I guess.
As in not illiterate.
I guess it'd be like
internet
50-year-olds.
illiterate. Yeah, that's what I'm
Who
saying.
are like,
Divorced dads.
the
Crikey.
girls
No,
from
it's
this.
for 50-year-olds are like, oh, God, I could really use some fucking pussy. It's like, I'd really like to see some vagina right now.
So they're thinking, God, there is a chance this is a scam.
There's a
But I need to take that risk.
I really need it. And like, it's because it delivers, look, they're already watching shitloads of porn or whatever.
And they
But
need that next hit.
Yeah, but the difference is like, she's messaged me.
Yeah.
She's
a real person.
She wants me to see. She's seen my profile with a Union Jack in the background of me holding up a big pint of beer. And she's gone, I want him to look at my pussy. I need him to look at my pussy because it's not wet enough as it is. But Brian can make it a hell of a lot more wet than it could ever possibly be.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, no, because you're talking about this like something called a romance scam where it's like people do genuine connections.
But there's like something there because there's like a.
That's where the big money is.
Yeah, and there's a craft there.
Yeah.
But I think Make My Pussy Come is like an AI generated scam.
It is. It's bots.
It's bots. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And I
It's
feel
bots.
like that feels really soulless because at least it's not a game of chess
Yeah.
between two.
Yeah, no, there is
peoples.
artistry in it. There is artistry in it. I don't know how much remorse they feel is an interesting conundrum.
Well,
But-
that's what I always think about, and so I think across the world they're so removed that I don't think they would. But this guy was UK based, and I just wonder how you'd feel.
Well, they don't. They're just like thieves anyway. So they.
And I wonder how much thieves feel.
Well, it's always tough, isn't it? Like they probably have some pretty difficult economic circumstances.
You've seen the videos
themselves.
of the person scamming the scammer. That is, I do love that.
Yeah,
That's
they're a bit long.
Yeah, as I get to the good
never
bit.
watch it.
Get to the good bit.
It's like 15 minutes of him doing that, but it is funny when he hacks them and then he's on the computer.
Yeah, it's
That
great.
is funny.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
And also, you can do a thing where you keep a scammer on for ages, and you make them think they're going to get you, and then you fuck up at the end, and then they'll always call you a fucking bitch. You know, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want to get them to the point where they think they're going to make $1,000.
Yeah.
You've wasted all their time, and then at the end, and then you fucking stupid bitch.
Yeah.
That's a dream.
Well, it shows they don't have that much remorse if you've just got to the end and then, you fuck it up and they call you a bitch. They are just waiting to call you a bitch.
Yeah.
But
I've got a gripe, which is
can
rare.
you wait for a second?
Yeah.
Daddy needs a wee.
My gripe for this week, and maybe I've talked about this before, but I think it's worth talking about again because it happens every year, is the 8-minute standing ovations at Cannes.
Yeah, I was going to
Pisses me
talk
off.
about that. Yeah.
So recently, Flowers of the Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese's new film, they always have as a build-up of hype towards any sort of like arty film will be they did Cannes and they got an 8-minute standing ovation. That's crazy.
I think we should normalise it across other jobs.
8 minutes is an insane
No,
amount of time to get.
that's a short one.
Yeah.
They've done I've heard half an hour, I've heard 45 minutes.
But also, I feel like you can understand it if it happens maybe it happened for Schindler's List, and it happens once every 20 years for films like that.
That's your favourite film, is
It's
it?
my favourite film.
In your opinion, that's the best film ever made.
It's my comfort film.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my hangover film.
Well, we did actually we discussed
That's
that.
true. I don't buy it. I can't imagine it. I think it would get awkward. I don't. Of
course it does.
It's weird.
Because let's move away from the 8 minutes, because there are 45 minutes, an hour I've heard of.
No, there's not an hour.
Let's look
Don't
up
talk shit.
Longest.
It's 12 minutes.
You think the longest one is 12 minutes? Don't go up now. Longest standing ovation.
Because that becomes an endurance event, and these are not young
ovation
people.
at Cannes, I guess, or just, it's 22 minutes.
22 minutes. What the fuck? It pisses me off.
Guess what? For Pan's Labyrinth.
22 minutes. It's insane.
Monster guy.
Well, because it's part of the sort of marketing mechanics of any of these films, but it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I read about it, I forgot which film. I think it was 12 Years a Slave, and I was like, 12 minutes. Oh my God, that film.
Every 1 minute for every year.
For every slave.
No.
No, that's the right.
I already got it.
12 slaves in a year is what they said. That was what the film was about.
What? That? Go on.
That was only okay.
So you thought the film 12 Years a
Cancel the riff.
Slave was about 12... riff cancelled. Fair enough. You got to honour that. I hate to use a simile in this podcast.
You're not an academic.
I'm not an academic or a
You're
politician.
an artist.
No, I'm an artist. So what they've done is they've cried wolf.
Yeah.
Once, you give Pan's...
Well, that's all right.
You give Pan's Labyrinth... Yeah, whatever.
Because that's a proverb almost.
Well,
that's
no,
like a shared...
I'm likening it to...
Is it likening?
Yeah, I'm likening
likening.
it to a message. Why can't I just make my own message with my own points, You see? I'm manipulating you subtly. Pan's Labyrinth, what they've done, they've sat down, they've watched Pan's Labyrinth, and they were like, bloody hell.
Ruddy heck.
Ruddy fuck, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm not... Pan's Labyrinth?
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it properly. I only remember seeing
it's really
bits
good. It's
of it.
really good.
Isn't it like...
Yeah. Yeah, it's this. Eyes in the hand. It's a great film. It's a great film.
It's Del Toro, isn't it? But so they've seen that and they've gone like, wow.
Bloody heck.
Jesus fucking Christ. They've done that for 22 minutes and now they've seen Killers of the Flower Moon. I've jumped a few years.
And they think that's about half as good as Pan's Labyrinth.
But now I think what happened at Pan's Labyrinth is they just got way too excited.
So you think Pan's Labyrinth is why we're in this mess?
Yeah.
Because they overshot it with Pan's.
There will be something where there'll be a film where like it went on for so long because they all got a bit excited in the auditorium.
Is it the same audience every time?
No. But this is so. Then every film after that, now they have to compare it to like no, because we gave Pan's Labyrinth 22 minutes. Well, surely, that's got to be worth
So they're doing quick mental maths.
Yeah, it's like an economy of applause that's happening at Cannes.
But is there like
the value is now skewed because they spent so long clapping for Pan's Labyrinth. Now everything is in a Pan's Labyrinth dichotomy and not really.
But it must be so surreal being.
It must be awful. I would hate every minute.
But it would be so. It becomes like a marathon. You go through so many different emotions. You stop thinking about the film for a little bit.
How long is Killers of the Flower? How long is Killers of the Flower?
3.5 hours.
Add on 8 minutes to that clapping. No, fuck that. I need a wee. I need to leave.
It's crazy.
It's obscene.
I also don't really believe it. I just can't really. I can't see it because to me it would seem absolutely mental. Surely it's not.
You're calling for fake news.
I am calling for. I'm saying it's a disinformation campaign.
Well, didn't like fucking what's that?
The Whale. The Whale got 12 minutes.
Yeah, that deserved all of it.
But The Whale was a ridiculous film.
Yeah, one for every 10 stone. But there was
also is there a
Don't
conductor?
Worry, Darling got loads, didn't it as well?
Yeah. But these are not always good films.
Dreadful film.
Yeah.
Awful film.
So it completely invalidates it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
A standing ovation means something, but then how long you do it for is just.
Because they have to now.
It's so stupid.
Imagine that
I fucking hate it.
It would have to take Leo or someone up there or Scorsese preferably to stand up and go, we've gone too far with this, guys.
So you think a big wig?
You need a big wig to do it.
Ken Loach is very respected in Cannes.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ken could do it because no one listens to Ken anyway.
No,
because he's always been asking to like help the poor, and no one's listened.
Yeah, and you think, that's why no one's helped the poor because Ken Loach. People don't listen to Ken Loach
because Ken Loach isn't charismatic enough as an orator.
Yeah. If he was more charismatic, we'd have no income inequality whatsoever. But
Yeah, if he was Trump.
we need a top dog to go up there and go, guys, I know we've been clapping for a long time. I think we've got a bit ahead of ourselves here. We don't need to show our appreciation with a 20-minute long clap. We can just, if we just clap for a bit less, or let's not try and judge the quality of a film based on how long the applause is.
Because it's clearly not.
That's clear.
i.e.
Don't worry, darling. Because now what happens is I genuinely, now when Cannes is happening and I'll be reading a story about it, I will look for how long the applause is.
Yeah.
They've fucked with me. And they fucked with all of us.
Well, we should probably put it into a sort of... We should crunch those numbers into a graph.
And see how long Cannes has clapped.
Well, I'm just seeing, like, how do they rank? So we obviously got Pan's Labyrinth as
you
the
thinking
GOAT.
clap to quality matrix?
What? Yeah.
Okay, I can fuck with that.
We have a rating. We
Yeah.
can do our rating. We can do audience rating. We can do critics rating. So there's still like...
Yeah.
We see if it...
And then balance that against the length of the clap and see if there's actually any interjection whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which I surmise there isn't.
Well, you think it's a scatter? It would be like a... Would there be a correlation anyway?
The problem is, it's like you're at the premiere, or at least the Cannes premiere of that film. You're gonna like, of course, it's not skewed. Of course, it is going to be skewed based on the fact that you're there to see this.
But
premiere
what
of
is
that
the
film.
factor that skews it?
Well, I mean, the actors and directors are right there.
So is it how much? Is it how insecure and needy the actors and directors look? Is it how much they radiate off? But
I don't know whose fault it was.
Fundamentally, I think the length of clap is done with how much they think the film is gonna be a hit, right?
No, not a hit. They're at
But
Cannes. They're at Cannes.
a can hit, earth shattering.
Well, what?
You know, in the trailer,
Yeah.
it says earth shattering.
Yeah.
One of those films.
Yeah.
The earth shatters because it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. I feel like you're halfway through a point rather than.
So I shouldn't stop.
You keep looking at me and saying earth shattering. I'm like, I know.
So if it's about how earth shattering they think the film's going to be.
I think no.
So the
it's far
whale,
more
they're like,
pretentious.
this is going to shatter the earth.
Far more pretentious than that. It's just like
What's more pretentious than earth shattering?
just the quality, pure quality. So they won't necessarily go for one that's going to shatter the earth, i.e., break box
Tour
office
de
records.
Force? I'm just trying to think
Tour
in the
de force.
trailer,
Force majeure.
when the quotes come in, that's what in their head they're thinking. Tour de Force. Brendan Fraser's
I'm not
performance
sure why
is a Tour
it
de
has
Force.
to be through a trailer
Brendan
quote.
Fraser is a fat gay man in this.
That gets 20 minutes. Brendan Fraser, fat gay man, obviously. No. Oh, what's your point?
Gay de fat.
Yeah, sure.
Brendan Fraser is a gay de fat. Gay de fat performance by Brendan Fraser.
I feel like we're going off a slight cliff here.
I was trying to work something out and I didn't work it out.
No.
There
So
was no goal at the end of that rainbow.
What I'm interested in is when they get to the 6-minute mark, and there must be
There's looking around.
There's some sort of collective. Well, that maybe it's a great. The thing is, we know it's not a great barometer, but maybe it is, because if we've just seen Killers of the Flower Moon, right? We're at Cannes, we're clapping away. We've been clapping for 5 minutes, right? When we're kind of looking around, because a clap. A clap is a kind of a joint crowd kind of psychosis, almost. You don't.
It's groupthink.
It's groupthink. No, it doesn't. It starts and stops, and you're a part of it, but you're not a part of it. There's something.
It's very
we're all in
vibe-based.
control.
We all sort of
we're
know.
all in
We're
control.
ants in a hive.
We're all in control, but none of us are in control.
Yeah.
So when that clap hits the 5-minute mark, and we're going, how good was this film? Because once it hits the 5-minute, you're thinking 22 minutes was the best ever.
Yeah.
Which is Pan's Labyrinth.
Okay, Brendan Fraser
He was fat and
a
gay.
was a gay de fat.
Was he gay?
He did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Granny, he was
He had
fat
a gay
and
to fat performance.
So we'll do another 2 minutes of that. But then I guess, is it just because what I don't believe, because the idea would be the audience loved it so much that they couldn't stop clapping for 20 minutes. And that is a load of fucking
It's got a
bullshit.
load of horseshit.
That is a load of bullshit. I've
Pisses
never
me
clapped.
off.
I will never clap for anything for more than 30 seconds with enthusiasm.
The best thing you've ever seen you've seen a play, the best play you've ever seen.
I'm talking more just like, my mum gets cured of cancer. Weird if I'm clapping.
22 minutes.
I'm just in the hospital.
weirdly patronising. I don't like this. Because it makes you look like the Joker. You're like insane. Well done, mother. Well done. You foiled my plan.
Oh, so that it does imply I gave her cancer. And I'm about to get. I've got a plan for when it gets cured as well.
I knew this would happen.
What else do you clap for? I feel like you're clapping. Clapping should be reserved for like assemblies at school.
A footballer died, and then
Yeah, but that's like a minute. That's very specifically the minute in the play that you clap for, isn't it? Okay, I guess a play would be the only one. Yeah. Okay, and can. Yeah. When do I clap more?
when
than that?
celebrities
I feel like I clap.
when celebrities come on American sitcoms, do they clap?
Well, the audience claps,
Yeah.
but there's a thing telling you to clap and to stop clapping.
Well,
Well.
maybe it can.
Do
They
you
have
think?
a ticket.
Just a big clap.
Well, I think it's how much they pay Can for,
You
because
get
it's
a
all part of
longer
the marketing
clap.
machine.
Of course
it's
all.
like
Yeah.
So Pan's Labyrinth put in a lot of cash because they're like
22 mil per
there's
minute.
lots of different ways to sell a film. Our
Yeah.
big thing is going to be clap length at Can.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
yeah.
put it's a mil per minute.
Mil per minute, 22 mil on clapping. I wouldn't hate you.
Yeah, Scorsese's a bit of an older director. His name can sell it a bit more.
Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
like 8 mil, 8 mins.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That's fair. They probably
But
do
also,
buy
is
the
there?
clap.
So you don't always get a clap because they also you get booed at Can. There's like famously.
Well, wasn't that? What was that one?
Was it about Diana? No, not Diana.
Spencer.
Spencer.
That was about Diana.
No, not Spencer one. I think a film about Grace Kelly's life got booed.
Grace Kelly.
It bombed.
And they booed it.
They booed it.
Well,
so it's like famously.
That's kind of fair.
They're famously petulant.
Maybe-
Like, who are these
Who
Can
are the
audience?
people that are going there?
Yeah!
Just the most visceral audience to what they're. Because I like. Well, if we were being fair, then a bad film. So like, don't worry, darling. Should be booed for 3 minutes. Just and the actor should be made to stay there because it's like if you know sometimes you're going to get an 8-minute
Yeah.
standing ovation. Sometimes you're going to get booed and abused for 4 minutes.
If you don't want to, if you can't
Then
handle
don't
the heat,
don't get in
out
the
kitchen.
industry.
Yeah.
Don't get in the industry.
My other gripe is, and I already talked to you about this, and this is a smaller gripe, which we won't spend 25 minutes on. Is stop selling carrots.
What the fuck? It's been 50 minutes.
We talked about Canada for a long
I
time.
honestly felt like, right, let's get started now. Oh my God, what the fuck? Jesus, follow, subscribe to the Patreon. We got some, Jesus Christ. Anyway.
My other gripe
Yeah.
is stop selling carrots and potatoes in such big bags.
Yes, we've discussed this.
What, off air?
Yes. No, I'm agreeing. Right. He's a visionary. So, now I have said that I do think this is somewhat to do.
1 kilogram is a lot of carrots.
It's the
I'm not feeding
it's
a
one of
family.
the best interruptions I've ever had in my life. Just to interrupt someone for 1 kilogram is a big bag of potatoes. I think that's a lot due to the fact that we get our groceries delivered.
What do you mean?
Because you can buy single produce
that
in the
much.
store. Yeah, not that
And
much
they-
at
they-
supermarkets.
they should make it
potatoes. No, you can't.
And I'm like, for most people, there's a lot of people who are bachelors who are not
that's-
living in house shares. And I don't think we're catered
supermarkets
for.
haven't caught up to the culture.
So you think there'll be a change?
There should be.
Because
You can buy a single onion.
If I'm
you
a-
can buy a single pepper.
if I'm a Victorian
You can buy-
housewife, then I understand getting a kilogram of carrots.
Yeah.
Because I need to make carrot potato soup for the whole week
Yeah.
for my 7 children.
Lord Borrowford's coming round for dinner tomorrow and bringing in all his aunties and uncles.
So I need a kilogram of carrots because Borrowford's coming.
Borrowford's coming. You know,
And he's bringing-
he eats like a horse and drinks like a fish. That's Borrowford's thing.
But in modern London, Lord Borrowford.
Lord Borrowford.
And all his aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
I made a bolognese. I used 2 carrots. I'm not going to use the rest of those carrots
No, you're not.
at all.
That's the
And
thing.
in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'll use them. And I'm trying to work out. But then I'm like, I don't want to be eating carrots all
Yeah,
week.
this is dangerous territory for us.
Why?
Food waste. I think because I was, that's the problem, but it's the truth. So
Yeah.
I've actually got a bit more militant with throwing things away.
Yeah.
Because when there's a situation where you can only buy a bag of carrots, I would previously chuck them in the fridge. Maybe they'll get used. They're not going to get used.
I'll tell you what, sometimes I do have hummus and carrots for lunch. And
Yeah.
I'll eat.
Well, you should.
I'll eat nearly a whole kilogram of carrots. And it's not ideal, but I do it as.
It's not a brag.
I'm not doing it as a brag. I'm doing it as.
At lunch.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll do it if I'm like, I've got a kilogram of carrots left. Well, I've got 0.8 of a kilogram left.
Right.
I'm not going to use them in another dish. I'm not cooking the rest of the week.
Right.
But hummus, right.
Well, you've kind of answered your own problem then.
Well, so every time I need
But
to have
you've just
hummus and
said
carrots.
you can eat a kilogram of carrots for lunch.
Yeah, not happily, but I'm not
lunches
happy.
are disgraceful.
But I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
What, when you're leaning over the counter? I despise your lunches so much. We have such opposite approaches to lunch. It is insane. But I love lunch.
Yeah.
It's kind of my favourite meal of the day. It
Lunch-
breaks up. It's like lunch is something you look forward to in the morning shift, and then then you can get back to it after. But it breaks like when any part of your day is like, oh yeah, I can sit down for a bit and have some nice lunch, and you're leaning over a counter with a kilogram bag of carrots, dipping it into a half pot of hummus that's probably been in the fridge for years.
For years.
Yeah,
potatoes as well.
You are not eating a kilogram of potatoes for lunch.
No, I'm not.
You take that back
No,
right
I
fucking now.
So yeah, I think I don't want to live my life where I make, I'll have a bolognese, and now it's like, every meal for the entire week is carrots.
So,
Carrot cake.
As someone that's been doing bachelor cooking for a while, just leave the carrots out. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Especially the bolognese.
You don't need it.
Who gives a fuck? It was a ragu, I presume.
Yeah.
Who cares about carrots, to be honest?
No, it was a bolognese. It wasn't a ragu.
Fine. Yeah, I mean, they put carrots in. Celery.
Well, they say
celery in it?
celery. Yeah.
You got celery. Well, you got celery stick problem as well. Then could you buy?
Do you want to make a
Can you buy
bolognese?
2 stalks of celery? No.
No, God,
minimum
no.
8.
8.
What am I doing with the other 6?
Well, it means nothing. You basically crunchy water. So I guess I could
Water.
I could just throw that into my carrot lunch, and it won't touch the sides because celery doesn't fill you up.
So
it's
carrot,
sort of nothing.
potato, and celery lunch.
Well, I'm just
Just a raw bag of the 3 with some hummus, leaning over a worktop
yeah. I guess with celery,
at 4 p.m.
celery. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that is what I'm like. Thank you very much for listening, guys. We will be talking about what we're meant to be talking about on the Patreon.
You have to unlock it. Can I just quickly ask before we go?
Please. Final thoughts.
I was just thinking about it downstairs when I went for a wee, actually. Do you know why The Remarkable's called The Remarkable?
Because it's remarkable.
It's a double entendre.
That's yeah.
What's the so it's remarkably good.
Mark a pen. Remark able is you're able to mark. Oh, that's a good sound.
Yeah, it sounds like pen and paper, doesn't
Yeah.
it? You're able to what?
It's you're able to mark.
You see, you're
Remarkable.
you're
able to mark. Mark able.
You're nearly right. but
Remarkable.
you're nearly right, but you're actually not. You don't know my password, so
Is it my password?
no.
Okay.
You don't. No, that's not quite right.
What is it?
It's because it's like a piece of paper is not remarkable. You can't if you're using a pen on a piece of paper, you can't rub it out and remark it. Remarkable because it's electronic. You can
But they've capitalised M. In
exactly
remarkable.
because it's remarkable.
Markable.
So
Markable.
it's markable, but it's
markable.
remarkable.
So you can remark. Yeah.
See, I knew you wouldn't quite have
So
grasped.
pen and paper is markable.
Stop holding it down.
Pen and paper is markable.
Yes, this is remarkable. Yeah, there you go. There you go. We got there.
Yeah. Nice. Well,
Well, that was an hour.
see you next week.